Welcome back to Canadian Disc Golf Productions. This is the second round of the Trigg Memorial. I am Chris Brown here with...
I'm Galen Naidu-Harris, and if you did not catch the first round coverage, go back and watch it. This course is awesome. You don't want to miss a second.
Yeah, very unique property that the owner here has let us use for the last few years. He has, if you saw the first round, you know this, he has put all these concrete sculptures all over his property. We play in them, among them, around them, as you can see, with them.
With them, I love it. Yeah, and if you're coming here after having seen the first round coverage, as I hope you have, then you'll have heard me say this a few times, but holy crap, what a unique course. Must be really interesting to play on. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to one day getting out there. Oh, and new intros. Mm-hmm. Thomas, looking all serious.
He's done with peace.
But with the wink.
Brian Gould, back on the card.
Smiling. Happy to be here.
It's like a professional model.
Seriously.
Jody Slade.
Jody also happy
back
to
for
be
more.
here.
Yeah.
Looking a little chilly, maybe.
Maybe just a bit cold. We got one more for the round. Cole Redmond
joining us for round 2 coverage. Love it.
It's always awkward. I always love my first time doing it. I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah. I don't think I settled on anything for any of my intros.
No. I love it. So, hole 1, you are throwing across this field into this hole. Once you get into the hole, you make a hard left into these concrete heads. And once you get into the heads, you have to get by them all, past the rock pile, into the basket.
Oh, is that all?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, nice, easy hole.
Yeah. Let's just go right to the second hole. This one is just super easy. It's just going to be a bunch of twos. It looks like the rain is still coming down in the second round, but maybe not as aggressively.
I was going to say, it's looking a little lighter.
Thomas makes the same mistake and actually maybe even worse going.
Yeah, that's pretty wide.
Way down the right-hand side.
Forehand roller out of there maybe, but he's not going to be having a good time.
If he's lucky, he can get a forehand roll out of there. It is tough.
Well, I wasn't saying he'd get it out. I was saying it might be what he would try and use. But yeah, that's a tricky spot to be for sure.
Gould, I think, went thumber the first round, so he's switching it up with the backhand. I might be wrong.
Backhand hyzer right to the mouth. No, he took a low thumber.
Yes. So that was a layup play. It's a smart play because the odds of getting through at 414 feet, the odds of getting through the mouth into the other mouths and then making a putt for the 2 is unlikely.
Yeah, I think this is one where you have to hold any semblance of ego in check and just break it up into 2 shots and hope to have a putt for your 3. Because getting up and down for a 2 with all these obstacles here is not going to be easy.
Cole might be able to do it though.
Yeah, let's see.
He's taking the Thomas route.
Looks like he was going for a layup there as well.
Yeah, it gets actually
almost gets enough ground play, but looks like he's gonna be a little pinched off.
He's got to dodge the traffic cones.
Obstacles everywhere on this course.
Going for the
he
over
tries
the top.
To go over everything.
That is a
wow.
Big
That's bold.
throw.
Yeah, that's a big pull to get up and down. I'm surprised he didn't take that gap up the middle. That's a little bit lower and more accessible, you'd think. Wow, Gouldy looking high too. Looks like he's trying to find an overhand gap and perhaps go over the top of everything again. He's got the power on that overhand throw, so
definitely playing the layup play just to go overhand is interesting because he landed that perfectly right in the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe he was expecting a bit more distance so he could just take it simple, but
yeah, I don't even know what you would have here. That's the thing, is it feels like you should lay up, but even when you lay up, what are you left with? Oh, great throw.
That thing hit the moon.
Yeah, seriously. I guess we're not going to see where it landed for another second or so, but that's about as good as you could hope for, I think.
Cole did not get a good landing.
Kind of surprised he's not taking that gap we see on the right hand of the screen there. But the perspective's weird. I'm sure there's a good reason for it.
Yeah, if it was there, I guarantee you he would have taken it.
Thomas, I think, getting a little luckier than I thought here. I thought he was going to be...
You call this lucky?
Well, I'm not lucky. I said luckier. I thought he was going to be further down on the right-hand side and in the trees. And at the very least, he's got an opportunity and punches all the way through. Wow, nice shot, Thomas.
Potentially not punished for his over-eagerness.
No, execute like that, and you can forget about getting lucky. That's skill.
Jody puts himself in the one tree in the middle of the rock of Scream Hedge.
One tree on the hill.
Yes.
That's it's the name of a rock band or something, right? One Tree Hill. Is that what it is?
I thought it was like
it's a TV show. I'm being
I
sarcastic.
know you are. I know you are.
You gave me a look there. You're like, Galen, are you an idiot?
I was just trying to think of a wittier comeback, and it wasn't coming to me.
Yeah, well, we are doing our best here.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty. Oh, Thomas.
I think I'm working at a deficit, so. Thomas.
I think we both are this time of night.
Here's Jody with. This looks like a layup all day as he tries to.
Looks like he gives it a bit of a floaty bid, but yeah, that's a layup, and if it goes in, you're taking that as a freebie. Oh, and Cole here repping a lesser known kind of small YouTube channel in the disc golf community, Jomes Pro.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard of those guys.
There's an orange one over there.
They cover some tournaments in the States, maybe.
I think the J is silent. I think it's Omez.
Omez. Oh, that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting for the putt.
That is not bad. It is a tough hole. It's so easy to look at it and be like, oh, you just throw here, and then you just throw here, and then you make your putt. But obviously, it's so easy when you think about it that way.
Yeah, you got to execute each of your throws perfectly, and that's not easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Thomas putting from the jungle.
Yeah, happy to collect a 4, I think, there. Yeah. And we've got Jody taking bogey there, but could certainly see it getting further away from you than that on this hole.
It will and it can.
Looks like Gouldy there collecting a birdie. Very well played.
Not bad, yeah. With that big thumber over top.
That thumber over the top must have put him right into the basket for a tap-in.
I wonder if that disc will ever be the same.
No, there's no way. Because that came into one of those rocks.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Probably broke a rock.
Probably.
Hole 2, 360 feet downhill into this mouth. You saw a lot in the first round. Everybody throwing spike hyzers to try to either land at the mouth or maybe even punch through the tree. I wonder if they adjust and take it. Now that I'm looking at it, there's a possibility they've swung this tee pad farther left than I remember. So it used to be a straight shot, and now it kind of looks like it does play the hyzer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just where the camera's positioned in the second round versus the first, but this is looking like it's a little further to the left. I was saying this is more of a straight shot in the first round we commentated on.
Gould.
Oh, no. That gets really away from Gouldy, far on the right. It's going to be tough to fight back. Thomas, still lining up the hyzer.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like maybe a low hyzer this time, though, sort of pushing towards those trees on the right, not trying to go over them.
No, I think he's going high.
No, he is going high.
Yeah. It's, I can see the play being like, honestly, I think that's what he's...
Great execution.
Well,
and honestly, I mean, there are a ton of trees there, but if you think about the way you're going to get the reaction off of like a coniferous tree versus a deciduous tree, there's no leaves here. There's a lot of needles. I could see you punching through a tree like this a little easier than like, you know, your average maple or ash or birch. I can see where his head's at. I wouldn't be doing it, but I understand why he's giving it a try.
My IQ points just went up half a point.
I feel like I usually mess up my tree stuff, but we're going to assume I got it right.
If
there's any tree experts in the comment section,
yes,
you can feel free to correct me.
This is the line I like to take. Something slightly overstable or stable and just put it straight at the gap.
That's exactly where I'd be looking. Putting something that I can unlock. Just a little bit of turn on, just right towards that left side, letting it ride to the right, and then fade out a little bit in on a perfect execution. Is this Gouldy or is this Cole?
This is Gould.
Gouldy fighting for
Cole actually had a great shot.
That's right.
I think he may be a little bit inside, but Gould is fighting out of the bushes to make a fantastic shot.
Yeah, that is a highlight and a half.
Jody found the lake on the hole.
Yeah, and
we'll be
happy to lay it up and find a par. Yeah,
this is a great drive from Cole.
Absolutely,
punching the gap as is designed.
Yeah, just perfect execution. And off the basket.
Just takes one off the cage.
Yeah.
Cole has a lot of pace on his putts, so
Yeah.
when they're going in hard. I guess that is CTP.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was a CTP or a longest putt.
Good
That's
for you.
That's going to be, looks like pretty tough to beat. Looks like he's, well, yeah, this is the second round. It looks like he can't be more than 12, 13 feet. And Jody cleaning up.
This hole is definitely the way. I'm blowing away, umbrella. With this hole, you're either getting your 2 or you're getting your 3. There's not very much score separation here or score variation here because it's so hard to get away from just throwing it at the basket. Like Gould tried his best, but managed to make a great second shot. But
I was gonna say I was expecting a little score separation after that, but just a great scramble to get back in range and tap in that putt. And on to hole 3. Let's see if we see any adjustments here too. We had that low forehand from Thomas round 1. But yeah, I'm expecting to see some low backhand hyzers with some overstable discs on this 185-foot par 3.
Yeah, it worked out for Brian on the first round.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see if our card mates learn from him. Or maybe teach him something.
Thomas still going to that low from a knee forehand. Throwing his crystal zone on a slight flex.
Interesting that he's trying that shot with a zone there. That's a pretty overstable disc. I wonder if it's well seasoned and beaten in, but I think if you're trying to force a forehand turnover like that, he's got to trust that disc really well to try and execute it with something overstable like that. Gouldy, again, with the shot I would expect and executing it well.
Cole trying to do from a standstill, which is probably the preferred play. You do not want to push this one too hard. And does it. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Pushes it just the right amount.
This tee shot's almost just like you're trying to save your par from a bad drive. That's
seriously.
That's sort of where it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to scramble your par, but I was worried that might be a little high, but Jody gets it through, catches a little bit at the end, but he should have a clean look at it. Thomas's steely-eyed stare into the soul of the camera, lining up a putt. Yeah, tough to get the power at that height to get all the way to that basket, so I think he's going to be fine with a 3 from there.
Yeah, I don't think he really had much with the low ceiling coming in. Even Jody here is going to have to fight with that ceiling.
Yeah, look how far back Thomas is. Very difficult.
Nice putt from Jody.
Putt, Jody.
This is as far as we've got. This is pretty good for our card here. It's not a hard hole, but it's by no means an easy hole. There is some difficulty up near the green, up near the tee pad, pretty much the whole way through.
Yeah, it feels similar to the last one where you're probably not going to see a ton of score separation, but I would imagine you'd see lots of 3s sprinkled in with the 2s.
It's one of those ones if you hit your gap, you're parked. If you don't, you have to find a way to get up to underneath the basket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thomas to make his par.
Yeah, and
that's got to be, I guess that's Cole. Cole up on park next to the basket.
Yeah.
Where's the CTP for this one?
Yeah, come on. Tom connects on the putt.
That's all right. A 3 here is not the end of the world, especially when you have a lead like Thomas does. But you can't let too many of those get away from you.
Yeah, no, it's I don't often find myself in a position where I'm ahead in a tournament. When I do, it can certainly get away from you quickly if you don't stay focused and continue to hit your lines and execute well. So not a bad result for our card there at all. 3 birdies and a par.
Back out into the field, hole 4. It is, as we said, primarily a flex backhand. You just want to have something come in softly into this gap here and slide up to that elevated basket, because if you're far away, you have no putt because everything gets blocked.
Yeah, forehand looks tricky with that guardian tree on the left. Backhand looks difficult to place, you know, on a hyzer or a flat shot. So, yeah, I think we're going to see probably 4 nicely executed flex shots if I know these guys.
Brian Gould tries to go the really flippy hyzer flip and just tries to push it into the middle and just gets it pulled into that scary tree over there.
Yeah, that's not a shot I'd consider, but I could certainly see that working nicely as well.
Yeah,
just pulls it a little bit to the right.
Yeah,
this is what I'm expecting from our players.
Yes, this is
great
perfect.
Flex shot from Cole.
Oh yes,
Parked. That's how you take a nervy putt on an elevated basket out of play. Just put it underneath. Yeah, let's look at this plastic playback. Nice and high. Even gives it the height for an ace run there. And drops in right under the basket.
That's
You'd
how
love to see it.
That's how you draw it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Picture perfect. Well done, Cole. Got Jody here coming in with probably a similar line if you can manage it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from the angle in his hand there. Oh, and I like the looks of this too. Hold that line.
That's what happened to him last round. It just
a little early.
Right before he gets to the mouth, it hyzers out on him. I don't know if he just needs a little more ante or maybe just a flippier disc, but
yeah.
And this is what Thomas did last time. He just did not get the angle right.
Right better.
Oh wow. Gouldy having to fight his way out here.
That is a grabby bush. Okay, he didn't have too much trouble.
No, yeah, he actually, I think, was giving it a bit of a bid there.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell until he let the disc go, but no issues there. Getting up and down for his 3, I wouldn't imagine.
Ooh.
Thomas just 1 inch too low there. And Jody playing smart, playing safe.
This is what we said. If you're too far away off of your drive, you have all your routes to the basket are blocked by small, grabby tree branches.
Yeah, this is always a good feeling as a player. Unless I'm missing something here, it looks like we're going to see 3 drives and 3 up shots before we get to Cole's tap in. That's awesome. Great shot.
Let's see if we can finish it off. Nope.
No,
Cole's going to come in and just tap in probably before Thomas, even though Thomas was out.
You know what? I was going to say, I think Thomas is outside there. not by much, but we're still going to give Cole credit for last disc in, lowest score.
So not all that well played on that one. Cole obviously dropped a great drive, but another one that was simple and you would think they would get more.
Yeah, sort of like we were saying about, I forget which hole previously, but like an almost must get.
Yeah.
You're really kicking yourself if you don't quite
Exactly.
get that
So this one, I wouldn't say it's a must get. It is. You look at it and you are counting a birdie on it because it is just a 330-foot downhill hyzer.
But still, very precise placement you need to miss all those trees and.
Sure, but you're looking at it and you can see the line you need to take to get to the basket.
Yeah.
And it is
Cole
right
executes perfectly, certainly inside the circle, maybe even within the bullseye. Great shot.
Brian Gould getting light on his toes.
Mm-hmm. And pushes into that gap. We'll have a clean look at it.
Yeah, a little short, a little inside.
Yeah.
Last time you saw he turned it over into the trees, so just maybe overcompensating for that.
I wonder if that was a CTP or a longest putt there that is on this hole. Either way, we'll have somebody in contention.
Oh,
Jody,
Yes, that's what.
Gets that favorable touch from the tree, stays in the open.
You can still see the rain coming down pretty heavy right now.
Yeah.
Just doesn't seem to want to go away the whole day.
Not a dry disc in sight.
Where did that?
Oh,
Okay,
there
that
we
went
go.
so high. I lost it for
Yeah.
a bit. Right next to that fire pit. That's inside circle.
I think our players want to light a fire to stay warm or something. We've got a few discs right up there.
Oh.
Wow. Great bid there from Jody.
Brian Gould outside circle 1 with his unique step putt.
Yeah, switching up the stance.
Very clean. Looks like it was a great
Almost.
run.
Yep. Thomas drills it.
That's a
Nice
big
putt.
putt.
Yeah.
There's the
Just waving for his adoring fans.
yes.
Yeah.
They're on the next card.
And on the internet, of course,
Of
tuning
course.
into this round of Canadian
Yes.
Disc Golf Productions coverage.
Of course. Love you, Tom. Cole here with a fantastic drive. No more than 15 to 20 feet away, I'd say. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
That
that's
was in the air
gotta
for a long
be
time.
almost edge of the circle, 25 plus, I would say, but well executed.
Yeah, I thought he was a lot closer than that. It
Me
was a great
too.
putt.
Great drive, great putt.
Brian taps in his 3, as will Jody. All relatively clean. A lot of times you see people push deep or come in a little too early into the trees, especially in the rain. So
Yep.
happy to see everybody clean through the hole.
Solid execution all around.
Cool, smiling for us.
Oh, come on. Birdie like that, wouldn't you be smiling?
Probably, yeah. Hole 6, one of the dreaded holes here. It's an easy way to lose your disc. As soon as you have to distance control at 210 feet while you're throwing up into the air is very difficult.
This feels like a bird shot.
I don't know. The bird might just fade too much. That's the problem. I know they're relatively stable. It's just
Okay, but whatever. Polecat? Just like a
sure.
like a one speed that you know
Yeah.
you're not pushing into that pond is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a tough one. I'd love to see what these guys think about it and where the teeing off from is a little bit farther back to allow for more distance. But
I was actually wondering if we might see some standstills in the first round. I don't remember if we did, but yeah, I think this makes sense at this distance and with the water long.
yeah, this is the play I usually play. Just maybe it's tough to say where that is. That looks good in my opinion, but
I think that's going to be pretty far left.
yeah, I think that's we're at a different camera angle this time, so
Okay.
the basket is actually pretty far left. As
Okay, well then he's right where you want to be,
Yeah.
I guess.
it's it doesn't help that the trees have grown in over the last few years too. So you used to be able to throw straight down at the basket, and that made it a lot easier.
No
that
more.
looks turned over.
But we don't see a big splash, so hopefully still stays, well, I was going to say dry, but as dry as a disc can be on a rainy day like this.
Mm-hmm.
Gouldy 2, no full run up there, just sort of a
Little one-stepper.
slow one-stepper.
That looked perfect in my opinion. I don't know if he got his disc back from the last round where it went in the water.
Oh,
Hopefully
yeah.
he did.
Hope so.
What's Jody got for us? He
Like a
is dropping an
standstill as well.
AVR X3, I'm assuming. It is written AVR 3X.
If there is a disc called an AVR 3X, I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Jody got caught up early into the trees.
Yeah, that's going to be a little tricky there.
Oh, but again, that looked like a forehand out maybe.
Yeah, it looks like a great out.
Oh, Cole got way left, it looks like. So maybe you were right. Oh, and he
Ooh, it
almost drops that one
connects
in.
anyway.
As Thomas comes fighting his way out of the bushes.
Thomas from Narnia.
It's hard to see how far away he is, but he's definitely in jump putt range, I think. Ooh.
Yeah, chooses not to jump, but I think he was definitely circle 2 there.
Yeah, maybe just some squishy footing. Don't want to
Yeah.
be putting too much pressure onto the ground that way. As Jody comes up for a
Nice
great putt.
Oh, and I guess he had that out from the tree. I was going to say that was a great 2. Unfortunately, it's a
Mhm.
great 3. great putt either way.
Every stroke counts, right?
Absolutely.
Here we're just to tap in all of our, I believe, threes. Everybody should be threeing this hole.
Is that a 2 for Gouldy?
Oh, that was actually a 2
I think
for
that
Brian.
was his drive.
Wow, that's a big drive.
Yeah, it's a nice short putt.
Everybody steps up to this hole and is just dreading it because it's just, you don't know what's going to happen. It's so short, but so difficult at the same time with that elevation. Probably close to 40 feet down.
Yeah, that looks touchy.
Hole 7 is the, I wish I could remember the name of this hole. Either way,
Is this that pyramid, or what's the structure here?
this is the pyramid that you were throwing into. The next one, there's one later on that you throw out of, but this one, you have to hit a tunnel with preferably a forehand. You hit a tunnel, then you have to hook right, get into this tunnel without hitting one of the bars, and skip up to the basket.
Yeah, and this basket is pretty far into that structure too, so you got to push. I wonder if you'd ever think about doing like a hanging basket off of one of these sculptures. That would be cool.
Wonder how high up you can put it.
I'm going to talk it into existence. Wow, looks like a great drive there
That
from
was
Brian.
picture perfect. See if Cole can replicate that forehand. And it just gets too straight on. That's the common play here. You don't want to come up early because those trees will just eat you alive.
Yeah.
Thomas, glove on, ready to go.
Also lining up a forehand. I think that seems like the common sense play here.
If you have it,
Yeah.
you throw it. That's what it is. Jody is probably gonna go backhand again. He just, this looks great if it gets through.
Oh, love that. And like we were talking about before, the more height you give it, the better chance to, as it crashes into something, crash in, not crash out.
As opposed to being pushed out of the dome.
Yeah, and Jody just a little wide.
That's what he did last time, and then
Yeah.
he sailed his upshot. It's almost exactly what he did. Let's see if he can learn from it.
Oh, he catches a puddle.
I
think he might have checked up anyway, but that certainly helps him not to scoot through.
That's so amusing that last round he threw the exact same shot and slid 50 long, and this time...
Yeah, I was even just watching, thinking that was like a deja vu almost.
What did he just hit? But that was a
I
great
don't know,
run.
That was a great bid.
And this time he hits a puddle 20 feet short and it just stops him.
Yeah, but I think he was throwing from almost the exact same spot. His disc landed in almost the exact same spot. It just caught some water this time.
Thomas with
gives it the old college try. Almost pushes through, but stays in. Should have a pretty easy cleanup putt.
Yeah, that's a scary putt because if you give it a good run and you go by, it doesn't matter that you're 20 feet. Now you got to putt through the structure again, and that can always cause... And you get saved by the structure.
Yeah.
It can always cause you troubles.
Somewhat of an awkward putt there, though. Does he try and come underneath with... I don't know if the mini gives him enough space to get low under there, or if he's having to putt from behind the structure, but...
He's a big dude. I think he'll just stand from behind.
Yeah, it's not going to be far, but it's going to be like an interesting stance, I think, on this putt.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Yeah, I was wondering if that mini might give him enough space.
You can sit down if he wants to.
Definitely doesn't have enough space, but...
As he just drops that one in.
Yeah.
Is there any twos on that? I can't remember. I don't think so. I think everybody came up short on their putt.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're on the par train. And I think with a hole that can be as reactive as this with the metal, you're not too upset with the par.
All right, hole 8. This one here, it's about 280, 300 feet to cross the water. And once you get across the water, you have to hit that tiny gap to the right where the drone is flying here, past that wagon. And once you get out to here, it doesn't really matter where you go, because then it's just a straight up shut down into the left at your basket as we pass by Crash.
Yeah. By no means an easy hole. Like 480 feet, tight gap. Second shot you have to execute well. I'm just glad I get to watch these guys. I don't have to throw it myself, because this would not be a good time.
There are a lot of discs in that water.
Oh, I bet.
Gouldy, known for throwing really powerful overhands. Gets that one a little bit left. Ooh, that's going to be pinched. Hopefully he made it across the water.
Yeah, it looked like he cleared the water, but tough to tell from here. I'm rooting for it.
Cole's got lots of power.
Oh, Cole. That looks great.
No,
Miss
it's a little
it.
inside.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
really tough to hit that gap. Some people even play the layup and just try to drop it on the road to make their second shot easier.
Well, that's not the worst idea.
Thomas not about to do that.
I hate
doing it. No.
Oh, no, Thomas. I think he winds up in the water there.
He did. Now they got to determine if he crossed over there or if he has to re-tee.
Yeah.
And at that point, if he crossed over there, where are they going to give him for a mark? Or what kind of footing is he going to have? Jody throws a great drive here. Look at that tree flapping in the wind, too. That one there.
Yeah, just pushed a little far right. I'm thinking Thomas, they're going to give him inbounds because he hit that tree, right? And that tree would be inbounds. I mean, tough to tell where he hit on the branch, but they're giving him where I figured they would, so that's good.
I'm interested as to why he didn't pull this straight back from the basket, which would be off to the left. He could have got himself some flat ground.
Yeah, he could be throwing off the path there.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to remember that rule, so hard to blame him.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever used that rule, so there we go.
I try to use it whenever I can just to say that I did it.
I like it.
Brian pinched off, trying to lay up next to these wagons here. Oh, he proves me wrong.
Getting super aggressive with the turned over forehand. And
here we have our camera operator staring into the sun.
Yeah, difficult to see where that came out.
If there was a sun.
Yeah, no, not today, I don't think.
This is Jody from the trees throwing a great out.
Wow.
The long look there for his three. Cole actually ended in a great spot too.
Yeah.
He had a wide open look.
And pushes a little left, but he'll have a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, he's got some good pace on his putt, so that should be, it's a look. If I'm there, I'm not thinking I got anything. But with Cole there, I think he's got a little something.
Brian here being aggressive on his second shot, it really put himself into a bit of a predicament.
Well, it's a really difficult spot.
It's tough to say how that went. It looks like he was staring for a while.
He's inside of Thomas anyway, so can't be too upset.
True. Thomas gives this a healthy
run. Get in there.
Wow. That would have been something.
Scared the hell out of those chains, Thomas did.
That's a good healthy run. It's never going long. You're just gonna even if it misses, it's just gonna be right next to the basket.
Yeah, that comes real close to going in. And
Jody taking the
layup. Yeah.
Getting the 4 here. Getting the par.
Okay. Let's see what Cole's got and let's see what he can do with it.
Hole 8.
Connects.
Oh, bar down.
Wow, very well played. I mean, I wasn't so sure about that drive, but executes that well. Perfect upshot. Gives himself a long putt. Drains that. Very well played.
He said that all as he was still walking in from his incredibly long putt. Cole has so much pace on it. It's so good when it connects.
Yeah.
Oof.
I stay up at night dreaming I could putt like that, Chris. Maybe someday.
You just gotta pay your dues.
But I don't want to. I just want to be good.
Oh, that's actually a great putt from Brian. Just
casually
throwing that in that 25-30 footer.
That's another one where I was looking and thought he was looking maybe 15 feet. And then I was like, well, that disc stayed in the air for a while. That's a nice putt from, probably 25 or so.
Mm-hmm. The camera definitely deducts 10, 15 feet on every putt.
Yep.
Like this one
it's
here.
Like how they say the camera adds 10 pounds. The camera takes away 10 feet, 15 feet.
Like that one looked like it was a 10-footer, at least 45 feet. Good putt, Thomas.
Great putt.
Mm-hmm. Hole 9, wide open field. Downhill, throw as far as you can.
Downhill, 520 feet. Just smack the crap out of that disc and get it as close as you can.
Common misplays, trying to get a little too greedy, getting a little too high, letting it glide out into the trees on the left, trying to get a little too greedy. pumping it too much, turning it over into the fire pit on the right.
You know, for our southwestern Ontario players, this reminds me of, gosh, I forget the number, but at Christie Lake, I want to say hole 6.
Okay,
Longs.
Yep.
Yeah, you do have that OB in play, but it's the same thing. It's a big, wide open field, and just throw the crap out of your disc.
Yes, this is almost it's similar distance and probably similar elevation drop too. I know
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Christie hole 6 kind of goes down and then up again, but very similar to that hole, but much less danger on this.
Yeah, because there's no out of bounds, and I mean, you'd be pretty hard pressed to push to the that little sculpture, or the trees, or anything. So pretty much just a wide open field, and don't hyzer out too hard.
I think in years past they've made that pit OB, and it would be so unfortunate if you went into it.
That would not be fun.
You have Jody here trying his best to test that OB that's not there.
The non-existent OB. Looks like he really got under that disc, though. That was a lot of power.
And that went far.
You know, I wonder, for me, I throw a forehand about as hard as a backhand, and going for max distance, I'd be looking at either shot. I'd wonder about throwing a forehand towards the tree line there. I mean, I guess you don't want to bring it into play early either, but like I would worry throwing a backhand about hyzering out into the trees. I'd almost rather flick something. Great shot from Thomas.
It's true. Thomas leaving himself that looks like it's inside circle, but it's probably sitting more like 60,
circle 2,
60
maybe
feet.
even circle 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cole, great upshot right under the basket.
That's what you're looking for here. There's not going to be, on an inclement weather day like today, you're not going to get too many twos on this. If it's nice weather with a helpful wind,
some nice tailwind,
there will be a bunch of people who can get there, but it's not going to happen on a day like today.
No. I'm thinking you get the right wind, the right day, you can just have something ride almost all the way, but with some wind in a not so friendly direction like it looks like we're having here, some rain, you know, squishy, squelchy ground, wet feet, no fun.
You gotta also remember they're throwing off of grass. It's wet, it's squishy. Thomas just doing the right thing, putting that close, guaranteeing his 3. So Jody for his 3 ends up taking a 4, I'm assuming.
Yeah. This one, oh no, Gould D2. Yeah, this is one where I think you're going to be a little upset with a 4 here. 520 feet, wide open field. Yeah, you're going to want to connect for at least your 3 here, even on a rainy day like today.
Mm-hmm. It's 2 simple hyzers into the basket, and you got your 3, so...
Yeah, you break it up like that. 260-foot hyzer, 260-foot hyzer, and you're there. I'm sure these guys are going for, 360-foot and 160, but the rule applies. Just break it up into 2 shots and hopefully make your putt. But gets away from some of our card a little bit here. So we've got a couple of pars and a couple of bogeys to finish off our round 2 front 9 coverage.
That's right. You got to see, again, the majesty of the Screaming Heads location. Look at these, what do you call these, lanterns? I don't know. They look great.
Yeah, they look almost like a lighthouse or a pillar or, whatever they are. Or those look kind of ghosty too, with the screaming face there.
So that was, it said round 2. I am Chris Brown.
I'm Galen Naidu Harris. Thanks for joining us for the Trigg Memorial. We'll see you on the back 9.